I want to go higher.
Welcome to the first installment of what I want to call the Chicago Sports. And even though probably most of you watching this is probably not from Chicago or is, it'd be nice to probably know what's going on outside of your sports market. First of all, probably everybody's heard that Derrick Rose is probably not going to come back this year. And with that, of course, there's always question whether it was his work ethic or not. There has been some video, and of course on Sunday, we saw what looked to be maybe him dunking off stride. It looked more like very, very minimal stride to it. He's being very careful. I think it's just personally his body telling him, hey, he's not ready yet, and when he's ready to go, his circle, his agency can tell him, you need to go play, but it's really up to him. Also, too, a great game last night for the Bulls. They have been really falling off. I mean, the highest they've been this year was third. That was expected with the team that they have. They have a deep, deep team, I think, and it's starting to get deeper. Of course, it's not the same bench mob that we had last year with C.J. Watson, Ronnie Brewer, Omer Sheik, so on and so forth. We had a lot of good players on here that made up for Derrick's missing time. But the man really to talk about is Joakim Noah. He had a great game last night. He had 20 points, 21 rebounds, 11 blocks, and shot 65% from the field. Nobody expected that from Joakim Noah with the crazy shot he has, with what is just a wow. It is, he's having a good year. He made the All-Star game, and really right now he's the face of the franchise, I think. Not to take anything away from Luol Deng, who has been here the longest and I think should stay here. But Joakim has had a great season, and last night really proved it, and it put him on a list too of history-making game last night for him. He's on a list with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and also the Dream, Akeem Olajuwon. And I'll tell you what, he's having a great year. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to show up in the playoffs because the Heat are there. These are the final teams. I mean, yeah, you played the Sixers, but hey, this was a great game to really show it that, again, this was the same team that you got hurt against last year, and their fans cheered you when you got hurt. I'm not saying our fans are any better when, LeBron ran into Nate Robinson and they collided knees, it looked like, or whatever happened, and our fans were cheering him. I've always had a thing of, it's understandable when a player of any sport, let's say, the pitcher throws to first base, the home crowd always boos. It's just what it is. Or in this case, when LeBron was waiting to take the last shot of the quarter, it's understandable. Boo that. But when you see somebody that's hurt, you just don't do that. I think it's disrespectful. He's trying to play his game. Again, I don't personally like LeBron, just for what he did a few years ago with leaving Cleveland and showing that he does need another superstar to win. He can't just take this team by himself, without Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh, or who he is now surrounded with this season. But also, too, back here in Chicago, of course, the Blackhawks, that is another big thing that is just amazing. They have gotten off to the best start in NHL history, 17-0-3. Out of the 40 possible points, there's 37 they've gotten, and they're just sitting out there all alone. People are saying that Boston is the second best team, and they would be a pretty good Stanley Cup Finals matchup. But as we've always heard, the playoffs are really, really hard on goalies. They have the toughest job because the intensity picks up not only from the fans but the players as well. These guys want to win that trophy. And we have two good goalies and Corey Crawford and Ray Emery. I think they're just two great goalies, and I think we'll be okay. But hey, you know what? We still got a lot of games to go. We still have, I want to say, 28 games left, I believe. I don't know how many games we're scheduled to have, and the playoffs start the 27th of April. So you're looking at a little bit of a later playoff start for the Hawks. So that's all I got for you this week. There will be much more next week, and subscribe, and yeah, and definitely put some feedback in the comments below. See what I can do differently. Yeah, thanks for watching.